don't want to be the one with the hoopty. Like, you don't want to be like...
Happy Friday! What's going on, y'all? It's Nick here with F.O.F, Financial Coaching LLC, and I'm here today to talk about what else? Money. Now, I have Shalicia with me, who's been riding with me on this for a little while now on these videos. And so, this weekend, of course, we had our little money chat as we typically do. And it was funny because we were really just thinking about, and I think you really brought this up to me, honey, about the idea of like people's personas and how we want to be seen and how that matters to us. And of course, everybody has a different level of this. But then I got to thinking about how does it affect when it comes to finance? When you're going to buy things, when you're going to purchase things, whatever it may be, do you ever catch yourself buying something so that you can seem a certain way or look a certain way, like look rich or seem like you don't have as much? I mean, what do you ever do that?
For me, I don't think that I do. Not necessarily. I'm just I feel like I'm just regular, basic, you know. Inside joke. But no, I just think I'm just regular. Like, no, I don't really. I mean, I like to look nice, of course.
Yeah. And you look nice, huh?
Thank you. But I like t-shirt and jean. I'm a t-shirt and jean type of girl. I mean, that's just point blank and period. But I will say, like, in addition to that, from something like on a grander scheme, like, you know, I want that RAV4 so bad. Like, I want a RAV4, a black one with the chrome. I need chrome rims. I need that little bass to drop. I just can't.
That's my wife's
Toyota,
dream.
if you want to just... No.
So of all the cars someone can dream, my wife's dream car is a RAV4. That's her dream car, like seriously though.
That's
not even
funny.
playing.
But yeah, so like if we were to purchase that right now, like I feel like it would be a nice car for sure.
Yeah.
But financially, like, no, that ain't where it's at right now, you know, in the McFallon world. That is, that's probably not the best purchase. And yeah.
Basically with the car you have now, which it runs, it does what it needs to do, do you ever feel affected because the car you're riding right now, it's not the RAV4, it's not like the most luxurious car now, it gets you from point A to point B, we know that, but do you ever felt like, dang, I'm not really riding like I would, not really...
If I be honest, though, I have felt that before, but it quickly passes. Like, it's like, it would be nice to have a nicer car, nicer looking car, but it quickly, like, just goes. It's not like I'm going to go out and make this purchase so I can be perceived as, like, I have it together, or she's just riding real nice, you know, but...
So where does that level of perception, honey, where does that then come from? Like, why... do you, or in them instances, them quick instances, why do you want to be perceived a certain way? Like, why do you want to seem a certain way?
Well, I think for me, like, in those instances, you don't want to be the one with the hoopty. Like, you don't want to be like, not that my car is a hoopty, but you just don't want to be like, if you're going somewhere like really nice, you just be, it's a little self-conscious. I don't know why though. I can't answer that question of
but that's real. I think that's the realness is, you know, when you, number one, you can compare yourself with others, and that's like a whole nother video, right? That's like a whole nother issue. Maybe we'll do one later on about that. Yeah. But then the other thing is that, you know, when we did our video about contentment, I think it could come to the level of that too. It's really having your dream car that RAV4 that you're looking for, and even riding in the car that you are now. I think it's perfectly okay for what it is that we're trying to do. But again, somebody may look at you and be like, oh, she's poor because she has this car. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody made that first impression, I think, for us as people sometimes is very important. But does that mean that we real shallow?
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess to each his own. Yeah. I think you have to answer that question individually. Yeah. You know? But does it really matter? Like, at the end of the day, does it really matter? Yeah. Like, you know, how big of a deal is it for what people, you know, how people view the material things that I have or that I own? Is it a huge deal for me?
But that's all that they see sometimes, though.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? All that they see sometimes is that. And so with that, in my opinion, it really pushes us to do things, to buy things, to take out loans, to make maybe not the best financial decisions so that we can seem greater or we can seem better or that we're looking down on others, even though that may not be what's in our mind. It's like sometimes we want to strive for that. Oh man, like I want to be the guy, I want to be the girl, I want to be the woman, whatever it is. We want to be that. And it's like, well, is that really what you even are? Like, that you got 75 cents in your bank account. Why are you trying to, you know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to stunt and act like, go ahead.
I mean, no, you're right. But that persona gonna change real quick if that thing get repoed or something like that. Then people persona gonna be like, hey, I know money.
And then you embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? So that better just ride the hoopty. But I guess to each his own. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead.
I'm sorry. I keep thinking this stuff. Like, but it's not. That doesn't say it's like wrong to want nice things.
Right.
Like, I think there is a level of that. You know, it's not a bad idea that I might want to rap.
Which goes back to my theory on contentment. And how you can be content and want more, but continue on.
Oh my goodness.
Catch that video on our page, on our YouTube. Catch it, like it, and let us know what you think on that contentment video.
I'm content.
She just proved my point.
No.
She just proved my point. Thank you. But anyway,
content.
Continue
if
on.
God wants to just give me that rap, I'm good too. But I'm good where I am.
Continue
but anyways, what was I saying?
You were talking about being it's okay to want to have nice things.
Oh yeah, it's okay to want. It is okay to want to have nice things.
And it's okay to want to have more things. It's just that want shouldn't guide your financial decisions. And so with that, we got a couple of information for you. So I was doing a little bit of reading, doing some articles, and I found that like 74% of all Americans live paycheck to paycheck, right? That's like if you look at 10 houses, that means that 7 of those houses, those families are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, this is like before COVID, before that. This study came out by the American Payroll Association, and it came out like maybe the beginning of this year is when I read the article. No, when the article came out. I just read the article like a couple days ago. But anyway, it's interesting because right now, especially, those things that we think are really important, like the new car or the big old house and all that, versus what we're going through with COVID, what we're going through with Black Lives Matter, what we're going through with all the different things that's surrounding our country and then the world, they don't seem as important as when it seemed like times were good and there was so much abundance. Some people are really hurting out there. And so when we're talking about living a paycheck to paycheck, a lot of times we put that as, okay, that's just people who don't make as much money, right? Those are the people living paycheck to paycheck. Although even though people who don't make as much, they still work very hard. They're still out there trying to make a living, trying to make ends meet, but it doesn't go to that. It really goes more to our habits.
Yeah.
And so the way I know that is because there's another study by Nielsen, and they found that 1 out of every 4 families who make $150K or more per year, they're living paycheck to paycheck as well. So even people who are making good money are still living paycheck to paycheck. So why is that? It's because of the habits, right? It's because of trying to keep up with the Joneses, if you will.
Who are the Joneses?
Right. I don't know. That's they. Like DJ Khaled said, that's they. That's not, I don't know who they are. Yeah. But when you're trying to do that because you want to seem like, oh, we doing good. We got money. Look at this house. Look at this car. But it's really killing you financially. Keeping up with that persona, I think as humans, we want to have that interaction. We want to feel accepted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We do.
And that acceptance sometimes can be stifling from our real financial goals, which overall could be you just really want to be able to retire early, or when you do retire, you don't want to ever have to go back to work. And to be able to do that, you got to build something.
You do.
You have to. And so even looking at the statistics that I gave there, it kind of shows us that maybe we need to take a step back and start thinking, how much do I care about what people think, and how does that affect my spending?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a huge question to think about. It really is.
So if you all could comment below and let us know, how does your persona or how you want to be perceived by others, how does that affect your finances, right? Does it have an effect on your finances? Is it something you ever thought about? So just go ahead and comment and let us know. And we would like to know because it's something that I don't think enough people think about.
Right. My question to you all is, how do you want others to perceive you? I mean, in all, does it really matter? How much does it matter what others think of you, and their perception of you?
And on top of that, are you willing to spend more because of that feeling?
Yeah.
Or spend less because of that feeling? All right, so look, overall, honey, when it comes to financial goals, just finances in general, and then also when it comes to people's persona, what would kind of be your takeaway? If you want somebody to know anything from this video, what's the takeaway you think they should know?
I would want them to take away to just really self-reflect and be self-aware of your actions, and really dig deep and see, look at yourself and see, why am I spending the way that I do, or does people's perception of me really matter, and are those purchases hindering me from my financial goals, or are they pushing me forward to those financial goals? So that would be my takeaway from this. Like, just self-reflect.
Yeah, I think self-reflection as well as self-assessment is good, and I definitely think that's a good point to bring up. I think overall, what I see that's important is that when it comes to your persona, you have to get very comfortable with who you are. I think the more that you get comfortable with who you are and who God has called you to be, then I think the more comfortable you will be when it comes to making decisions, especially the financial decisions. Because you don't have to worry about trying to impress this person or impress that person. You know, if you want to buy something nice because you want to impress yourself or because you want something nice for yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's a different story, and I think a fine line between wanting to do it because that's what you want to do, or wanting to do it because you feel like you have to do it, or you have an obligation, or that's what everybody else is doing. So I think it's important to definitely, as my wife said, reflect and look into yourself and self-assess. But then also to remember, the big question is, why are you doing the things that you do? Why are you making the purchases that you're making? Because overall, this persona that you're keeping up, is that really you, right? Is that really you? Even if you got the car, the money, whatever, is that even really you? So you got to find who you are, all right? So we hope that you guys enjoyed this video. We hope that you like, subscribe, and you share it, because we hope that it's helpful and it really sparks a conversation of, why am I doing the things that I'm doing for money? I mean, for money or with money, right? Because obviously from those statistics I gave you, it doesn't really matter. Right. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Even if people make $150 or more, they're still living paycheck to paycheck. So how much money is not the issue. It's the issue that you care about how you're perceived by others. So we hope that you guys enjoy this. Thank you so much. And of course, Happy Friday!